First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and the ourselves great millstone, while lunch is truth, and also to the overlap that's scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom, and come back here today with another great, powerful lesson, the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type of day lesson is Endtime news. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today, I have a quick news article here by CNN World. And it said Russian Putin arrives in North Korea for rare trip as anti-West alignment deepens. So we already know right now this is major news. Also, this is a major Bible prophecy. You've seen that these prophecies are constantly being fulfilled. And also we know that in Ezekiel chapter 38 that it says that Russians shall be a god to these other nations. So we see that the Lord is what? Is constantly what? Gathering the nation. You know, we're very close to all hell breaking loose. Also nuclear war. You know what I'm saying? Things can go nuclear at any given time. So right now we're seeing that these nations are gathering, you know, against what? NATO and what? The U.S., Babylon the Great. So we seeing these things are happening. You know, we seeing it unfolding right before our eyes. So these alliances, you already know about the brick currency. You know, they get ready to start their own alliance, also their own currencies. I think it's already has begun. So we're seeing these things are constantly what? Wrapping up. So let's get a little bit more of this news article. Let's see here. It says CNN said Russian President Vladimir Putin has landed in North Korea for a rare visit that signals two countries deepening alignment, and Moscow need to source weapons for Pyongyang to sustain its war on Ukraine, said North Korean leader Kim Jong Un personally greeted Putin at the plane ramp. So as he arrived in North Korean capital Pyongyang, said in the early hours on Wednesday morning, said local time, said video footage of his arrival showed. But anyway, one thing about it, so we seeing right now these nations are what our what adversaries. All these things, these events went to happening like a domino effect when Biden approved Ukraine to use, they could use their weapons to hit Russian targets. So now we're seeing that things is constantly what? Escalating. We're seeing that we're here. Bible prophecies are speaking loud and clear. A lot of things are happening. You know, we are living in the end time, real time. And also we already know that we have a lot of these tropical storms that's, you know, is developing in the Gulf of Mexico. This tropical climate cyclone, you know, that's going on. Also, we having these still having wildfires in California and also in New Mexico. So these things are constantly picking up. And also, we already know that what's going on, you know, in America. You know, the nation is divided. We're seeing, you know what I'm saying, rumors of what? Civil war, you know what I'm saying? Rumors of wars are all over the place. You know, these things are constantly what? Picking up. And a lot of people what? Still are not considering. So we seeing right here this meeting between Putin and Kim Jong Un. We seeing that right now. You know, these things are getting ready to escalate. You know, so we knowing that we're very close. You know, at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it's not delaying anymore. And also they keep telling you about this bird flu pandemic. You know, understand what I'm saying? So we could get a lockdown at any given time. Or they can tell you that, hey, you need to go to this facility. So these things are getting ready to happen full scale. And also we know that famine is coming in the land, food shortage, rolling blackout, cyber attacks. You know, the internet will be down. Also famine of the world. The mental order constantly warning you. So now let's get this other little news article right here by Newsbreak. It says here about this extreme heat. It said, what is a heat dome and how is it contributing to the heat wave in the U.S. So we're not going to go into the article. I have a little quick video to bring it out a little bit more. But anyway, we're seeing that we're having a lot of extreme heat each and every day. Rainstorm, hailstorm, thunderstorm. The Lord is visiting the earth that He created. We're seeing that these things are constantly picking up left and right. So we're seeing now that the vibration is changing. A lot of people say, oh, they're using that HARP weather manipulate machine. No, they're not using any of that. The Lord's controlling both sides. The Lord is causing all these things to happen. And one thing about it, the only thing the left hand side can do is the Lord's bidding. Everyone is doing the Lord's will, whether it's good or bad. So one thing about it, so we seeing that, it's constantly having all this extreme heat. I'm saying? A lot of people right now complaining, a lot of grass is dying. A lot of vegetation is dying. Also, we're seeing that these animals are constantly, around the world, constantly acting very strange, in the water, on land, so a lot of things are happening. So, the animals even know that we're very close to end time. Also to the great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So it's going to come a time where there won't be no water. Hey, no food, hey, man, no resources, we coming upon this time. The Lord is breaking the staff of the bread. Also, we seeing the vibration is constantly changing. We're seeing that things are getting worse and worse. Things could go nuclear at any given time. I think I had one more about these wildfires. Let's go here. I think I had one about these wildfires, the U.S. wildfires at current wildfires burning in the U.S. Let's see what it says. Had this one more. Probably might get it, but I know we got something burning in Southern California, also Northern California. It ain't showing anything here. But anyway, one thing about it though, so we seeing that we having wildfire, we having strange weather patterns all across the world. Also now we're seeing that these nations are constantly rising. We're seeing these alliances coming together against the what? NATO and the West, just like the Bible said. Revelation chapter 17, they shall burn the whore. So let's get a quick precept. Let's go to the book of just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Once again, I hope that you will get edified. Let's start here. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7. He said, but the end of all things is at hand. But say ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So right now we're seeing the end of an eon, an age. We're seeing the end of what Esau kingdom. The Gentile, the heathen rulership. We're seeing it's coming to a close. And also the Lord's constantly getting ready to usher in the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So we know that all these events, these global events got to take place. Also, we know that World War III is getting ready to happen. The last and final war right before the Lord, great and glorious return. So let's read this once again. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7 said, but the end of all things is at hand, but ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So one thing about it, you got to be watching, being circumspect, redeem the time wisely, pray without ceasing, because one thing about it, things are getting ready to get very, very perilous, getting very, very dangerous, a time of trouble that we've never seen before. So the title of the day lesson, and once again, we're seeing that transition of power taking place. We're at the beginning of sorrow. Esau is the end of this earth age. That's why all these things are happening right now. We're at the end of this red devil rulership. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follow, the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. The Lord is doing a mighty work. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Endtime News. So let's get these quick videos, and after the video, we'll start the lesson. And I hope that you will get edified.
He's concerned about World War III. Russia's nuclear doctrine calls for the employment of nuclear weapons. The West and the East are going to be fighting on the opposite side, and he's assembling the coalition to target both U.S. homeland and allies. Putin wants to make sure that he builds an anti-U.S. axis, which includes North Korea, China, Cuba, Venezuela.
Breaking news coming out that for the first time in 24 years, Russian President Vladimir Putin is going to be visiting North Korea. And what do you think they're going to be talking about? Well, I'm going to be sharing with you what it is the experts are saying. And yes, they are saying there's discussions with the current conflicts all over the world about World War III and Russia and North Korea unifying. And they believe these talks have already taken place between China and Russia as well. And that Putin is now getting North Korea on board. Now, this comes, as I shared with you just yesterday, that Russia called NATO's chiefs' nuclear remarks an escalation of tensions. Now, what was it that they said that made Russia so mad and feel like this is escalating tensions towards potential war? Well, it's the same thing we saw the United States say last week as well, and that is that they could be deploying more nuclear weapons. The United States and NATO both vocalizing they're going to be taking nuclear weapons out of storage and having them on standby ready for potential nuclear war. And this is in response to the growing threat from Russia and China. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest video footage and articles on this so you can see it for yourself, as today we're hearing that Putin is in North Korea meeting with Kim Jong-un. Now, in addition to that, if you want to stay caught up on the latest
Fast-moving wildfires, record-breaking heat, and a tropical storm threat. Good evening, I'm Nora O'Donnell, and thank you for being with us. And the weather is where we're going to begin tonight, because right now, Americans are facing extreme conditions from coast to coast. 76 million people are suffering under oppressive heat across 24 states as high temperatures scorch the Midwest and Northeast. And the worst of the heat is yet to come. Down south, parts of Texas are under tropical storm warnings as we track a system in the Gulf of Mexico that is likely to become the first named storm of the season. And out west, dozens of wildfires are raging, including these two, converging in New Mexico.
Potential tropical cyclone 1 has formed over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. A tropical storm warning is in effect for the Texas coast from Port O'Connor southward to the mouth of the Rio Grande, and for the northeastern coast of Mexico south of the mouth of the Rio Grande to Puerto de Altamira. Potential tropical cyclone 1 is forecast to gradually strengthen during the next couple of days as it slowly approaches the northeastern coast of Mexico. The system will likely become a tropical storm before landfall. Regardless of development, the primary threat with the system will be heavy rainfall and flash flooding. Rainfall amounts across southeastern Texas and northeastern Mexico could exceed 8 inches from the system. There is a moderate risk of flash flooding and excessive rainfall across the middle and upper Texas coast today and tonight, with this risk shifting inland across eastern Texas on Wednesday. We will continue to monitor the progress of this system and will post additional updates as warranted.
Okay, we'll start today's lesson. Let's start today's lesson in Revelation chapter 6. Let's go here first because war is in the air. Start here, Revelation chapter 6. Let's start here today's lesson. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. We'll start here. And it reads, and there went out another horse that was red, talking about the so-called white man, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And out of the Bible, that great sword goes into it, what his military goes into what his technology is, AI, robotics, transhuman, all sorts of things, all sorts of what these are direct energy weapons. A lot of these things are getting ready to be used. We're seeing that, it's going to be a lawless time. It's coming upon this time. World War III is at the door. And one thing about it, we know he's getting ready to use that sword in a big way, because what he's seeing that his days is what determined. He's seeing that, the Lord said, I would set Egyptian against Egyptian. So we already know Putin is also is an Edomite. And also we know that Biden is also is an Edomite. So we're seeing that the Lord is doing it. So they shall kill one another. You know what I'm saying? So we're seeing this, it's getting ready to happen. You know what I'm saying? Things can go nuclear any given time. When they say what? Peace and safety and total destruction will come upon them. War is in the air. War is constantly brewing. Also, we know that Russia is getting ready to be a god to these other nations. We're already seeing an alliance with North Korea. Now, also with Cuba, also with Venezuela, China, and the list go on and on. So let's go to Ezekiel chapter 38. We're going to come back to Revelation. So let's go here. So he's getting ready to use that sword in a big way, his blessing. You know what I'm saying? So we get ready to see it, man. It's coming full circle. The Bible's the true book. And we're constantly warning you left and right. Let's Ezekiel, just rolling in the spirit, is straight off the spirit. Ezekiel chapter 38, and we'll start here at verse 4. Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 4, and it said, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And out about, it's going into that military capability, also that nuclear arsenal, they coming with, you know what I'm saying? They coming with everything they got, you know what I'm saying? So we seeing right now, the Lord is putting the hooks in what Russia's jaw, you know what I'm saying? We seeing what Putin is doing, making these align, you know what I'm saying? The Lord's putting the spirit on it right now. So it's getting ready to go down. We almost here, we are rejoicing. So right now, the nations are gathering. We seeing it right before our eyes. Let's read this once again. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4 said, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So we're seeing that right now. The Lord is gathering the nation. We're seeing that things are picking up. We're seeing that, I think you already declared that America now is their enemy. You know what I'm saying? All these other nations are turning against America. Once was allies with them, but now we're seeing that, the whole picture is shaping up. The Lord is getting ready to what? To burn the whore. Verse 5, it said Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, and all of them with shields and hammers. Now about Persia goes into the modern day Iranian. So like, and one thing about it that we seeing that it's gathering the name Ethiopia. Those are those African nations that's gonna be joined together with them. So this is getting ready to be an all out war. So we seeing just about in every country they're preparing for war. So let's read this once again. It says here, verse 5, it says Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shields and hammers. Verse 6, it said Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Tugamor of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. So we seeing right now, what Turkey is doing. We saw that, man, this is Bible prop right here in Tugamor. You will see it right here. They're saying Turkey is rumors that Turkey have left NATO. So we seeing right now, these nations are constantly prevailing, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, we seeing it right now, the full picture is coming full circle. All these nations is turning against Babylon the Great. They get ready to shoot their missiles over here. This place is getting ready to be a lake of fire. We constantly warn you, left and right. Right here, this is what I want right here. Verse 7 said, but thou, said Salak, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a god unto them. So Russia right now is constantly, being a god to these nations. North Korea, Cuba, Venezuela, Iran, these African nations, you know what I'm saying, gonna be joining in with them. Also China, Turkey, you know what I'm saying, Saudi Arabia, and many others, you know what I'm saying. So one thing about it, it's getting ready to be a war of all wars. We seeing these things are lining up left and right, and Russia is what is becoming the god of these nations. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to lead the charge, you know what I'm saying? To protect over these other nations, you know. So when it go down, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's gonna be it in 1 hour. Thy judgment comes. So now let's go here to Revelations, Revelation chapter 9, Revelation chapter 9, and we'll start at let's start at verse 12. We're gonna skip around a little bit in this chapter. Revelation chapter 9 and verse 12, it said, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. And that's about, we already know the woes goes into what? World wars. You know, one thing about the one woe mean World War One. You know what I'm saying? Woe go into destruction. We know it has passed, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. So we already knowing about World War II has passed too. Also, we got one more woe to come, which in fact is World War III. And one thing about it, the last and final war, the wars that will end all wars. That's why the Lord is gathering the nation for the controversy of Zion in the valley of Jehoshaphat. That desolate wasteland, that big desert in the Saudi Arabia. So, hey, man, these things are lining up left and right. We seeing that we're here, man. Whoo, we're very excited. So now let's drop down to verse 16. And it reads, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And everybody, it's going into these warheads, 200 million warheads, you know what I'm saying? Probably more than that is going to hit Babylon, the great America. This place is going to be totally destroyed. You know what I'm saying? There will be no inhabitant left here. One thing that all the elements, everything that you know and see, is getting ready to be totally destroyed. That's why we constantly warn you, seek the Lord while he can be found. Call upon him while he is near. And one thing about it, the door of repentance is closing. In the middle of the Lord, we're constantly sighing and crying. Hey, all the game's about to be over. Verse 17 said, and thus I saw the horses in division, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and injunction and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouth issued fire and smoke and brimstone. It's talking about these nuclear warheads, you know what I'm saying, these IBCM missiles, you know what I'm saying. Hey man, these things are getting ready to hit. We already know about Russia have that Satan too, you know what I'm saying. Hey man, and one thing about it, hey, it's gonna unleash hell upon earth. One thing about it, the Lord is going to have to come and cut the time short, because it will be no flesh saved. We see it right here. This right here is describing these IBCM missiles. Verse 18 said, so but by these three was select. Let me start back. Hold on one moment. Revelation chapter 9. I had to lost my train of thought. Revelation chapter 9 and verse 18. It says here, it said, by these, said three was, Salah, by these, said three was the third part of men killed, said by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issue out of their mouth. And everybody is talking about the third part of men is talking about the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So one thing about it, it's going to be a lot of desolation, going to be a lot of death and destruction, mourning, great sorrow. A lot of things are coming, you know what I'm saying? Jacob trouble, the hour of temptation. These things are fast approaching, man. We're here, it is at the door. Verse 19, it said, for their power is in their mouth. It said, and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. So one thing about it, still describing the IBCM missile, and that about it, we already know about, when you look at IBCM missile in the sky, it looked like a serpent, like a glittering sword or serpent, and you see that smoke coming back behind it. And also it said, talking about their mouth, that mouth goes into these warhead, you know what I'm saying? So when they hit, they do what? hurt. They do what? Bring forth what? Destruction that you have never seen before. Like they said that, what that's in Zechariah chapter, I think it's 14, whereby it said their eyes it just it sunk back in their head. You know what I'm saying? So this is what this is talking about. This, what I'm saying, talking about this mushroom cloud. Basically, these IBCM missiles are getting ready to penetrate the earth. You know what I'm saying? They're getting ready to be shot throughout the four corners of the earth, and they shall not what? Miss their mark. Hey man, we're here. Let's go here. Let's go here to Joel. Let's go here to Joel. Just going in the spirit here. Joel chapter 3 and verse 9, because this is where we at. And it reads that, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. That's what we're seeing. Verse 10 said, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So that's what we're seeing right now. Russia's being a god to these other nations, and all these other nations that was weak. You know what I'm saying? Russia is constantly what? Is bringing forth, you know what I'm saying? Bringing them together, and also is saying that he will give them weapons, you know what I'm saying, because of what America did, you know what I'm saying, with Ukraine, saying that they can use their weapons and hit Russian targets. So Russia is getting ready to turn the favor. Kim, North Korea president, he's been asking him for weapons, missiles, and in return they will give Putin some of their resources. So they're gonna be, working hand in hand. So we're seeing how this is lining up. So now these nations are saying they are strong. Also with Cuba, we're gonna give them missiles. Also Venezuela. So hey man, we got guns pointing at us all across the world. It's gonna be coming from every direction. One thing about it, hey, this place is getting ready to go. And one thing about it, we're very excited. That's why the Lord said, come out of here, my people. Let's read this once again. Joel chapter 3 and verse 10 says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Verse 11 says, assemble yourself and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourself together round about thither. Said, call thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Verse 12 said, let the heathens be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. Verse 13 said, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. Said, the fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. Verse 14, multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. So that's what's getting ready to happen. The Lord is getting ready to gather the nation. You know what I'm saying? For the conservation of Zion, the Lord said, I will repay. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So the Lord is constantly visiting the earth that he created. We're seeing all these different strange weather patterns. We're seeing all this different events that's going on all across the world. And one thing about it, the Lord is, it's constantly, the war drums are constantly beating left and right. And also we're seeing that they started this automatic military drill. Let's go here to Joel chapter 2. Something I want to get out of here. He's getting ready to move the Northern Army far from their borders, because we already knowing that right now. They were saying that that seniors, they can re-enlist. They said they were gonna give them up to a bonus. I think it's 75,000, if I'm not mistaken. I seen a little clip of that. I think this Joel chapter 21. I think it's Joel chapter 21. Let's get this right quick, because this is Bible prophecy right here. We get a couple more. This is right here. So we already knowing that he's talking about automatically young age men and also women's, from 18 to 26, saying that, they will automatically be into drafted into this selected service. So when in case of a war break out, they are going to draft a lot of people, so many shall be taken in a great number. And also, our army, the Northern Army, goes into American Army, so we seeing that, hey man, we are here. Let's read this. Don't mean to be rambling. Joel chapter 2 and verse 20 said, but I will remove far off from you the Northern Army, talking about America, talking about their armed force, the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, You know what I'm saying? And so forth. You know what I'm saying? So we're here. Let's read it once again. It said, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and I will drive him into a land barren and desolate. You know what I'm saying? With his face towards the East Sea. That's talking about the Persian Gulf. And also in that land, what it's talking about, let's jump back up here. It said unto a land barren and desolate. It's talking about Saudi Arabia. So let's start back at the top again so we get this right, because this is very important. Let me slow down. Joel chapter 2 and verse 20 said, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, talking about America, their armed forces. He said, and I will their army, and I will drive him into a land barren and desolate. With desolate, that's talking about Saudi Arabia, that desert over there. It said, with his face towards the East Sea, the Persian Gulf, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea, talking about the Red Sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he has done great things. So that's what's getting ready to happen. That's, all of them going to meet in that valley, because it's heading that way. And also we knowing that America will be totally destroyed, and also Israel will be nuked, but Israel will be rebuilt. So we seeing how these things are lining up, end time prophecy. You know what I'm saying? We're living in the end time, whether you believe it or not. We're here inside the door. So all these things can, once it go to happening, it's going to be like a domino effect. So now let's go here to Isaiah chapter 46, because this is what the Lord is doing. Isaiah chapter 46, and we'll get one more. Isaiah chapter 46 and Isaiah chapter 46 and let's get verse 10. Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10. And it reads that, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient time, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the beginning, you know what I'm saying, of the end right now, declaring the end from the beginning. So right now we at the beginning of sorrow. So right now we seeing it's playing it out. It's playing out right before our eyes. We're seeing these things are constantly picking up left and right. Once again, Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10 said, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient time, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So one thing about it, the Lord is the beginning and the ending. You know what I'm saying? Everything is getting ready to be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, we at that sad measure, almost at that sad measure, Salaki. And one thing about it, we already knowing that the Lord is getting ready to return. The Lord is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the ending. So one thing about it, that, hey, we are very close. You know what I'm saying? And we seeing that our salvation is very close at the door. So let's get one more. Let's go here to 2nd Amos chapter 7. 2nd Amos chapter 7 will close out. A little bit under the weather. 2nd Amos chapter 7 and verse 43. 2nd Amos chapter 7 and verse 43. But we're gonna work through. We almost here. And it reads, said, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality, for to come, wherein corruption is past. So one thing about the day of doom, we hear, it's in the end of this time, you know what I'm saying? So we seeing that transition of power is taking place. We seeing that these Bible prophecies are speaking loud and clear. All these rumors left and right, rumors and mischief all over the place, rumors of war left every day, you know what I'm saying? Amen. When they say peace and safety, total destruction will come upon us. So we at this time, we seeing that the Lord is gathering the nation. We seeing that the Lord is getting ready to strike. We knowing that the devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. But hey, we knowing that we're here, man. It's the end of all things is at hand, the end of this temporal world. And out of the battle, the Lord is getting ready to reset everything. You know what I'm saying? And also that superpower, what is coming, is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So let's read this once again. We'll close out. 2nd Amos chapter 7 and verse 43, it said, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality, for to come, wherein corruption is past. And one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to usher in the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. Man, we cannot wait. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is End Time News. So let's give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.